Well, 2 years ago, right now, I was sitting where you guys are, and it was a very meaningful week, one of the most important weeks that I've ever had. So, welcome to this crazy world. So, folks at Will, I am a musician and I'm a scientist and I'm a songwriter. I've had a number of hit records over the years, and I'm also an inventor, interested in neuroscience and patents. I've got a few patents on some of this technology. I'm going to talk to you today about Focus at Will. This is a company that I started about 3 years ago. It's a system which you can find on the web. It's live right now. It's a neuroscience-based web tool. It increases focus for work and study. It uses music to reduce distraction. Has anybody come across it in the audience here? A few people? Yeah. So a little bit about it. It's a subscription business. It's $4 a month, $35 a year. We've been live for about, the beta went live about 11 months ago. We've been alive commercially for about the last 4 months. And it's growing at 2% a day. It's very exciting. We're just hitting the early part of the hockey stick. I want to show you how it actually works. Do we have some sound, please? So this is what it looks like. There's the sound here, you'll have to just imagine. What does it sound like? What is this thing? Well, it's a specific kind of music. This is the app, as you can see. There are different kind of genres. I'll talk about why it works in a minute, but the music sounds like music. There's no bleeps, there's no scientific annoying things. This is our channel, our up-tempo channel. So when you log onto the system, you choose the genre of music that works for you. It's not always the music that you like, incidentally. It's the music that helps you concentrate is different. And this is our ambient channel. I encourage you to, if you're interested in this, just go to focusatwill.com, check it out. Now, the kind of music that works well for you is really based on your brain. Here is a brain, redundantly said. You guys seem a little sleepy. I think we should turn the air conditioning up a little, have you jump around a little. So particularly the part of the brain that affects this is your limbic system. And this is where the limbic system is. The limbic system is the part of the brain where all the fun stuff happens. I'm just generalizing a little bit here, but I think it's fair to say that. And we found that the parts of the brain that get affected while you're trying to concentrate are the limbic system. And really, you can sum up what Focus at Will is. We are a music service that plays music for your non-conscious mind. In other words, this is music that you'll play in the background while you're working on something with a conscious part of your mind. We did some research to find out what this is, and this is a sort of detailed electronic, sort of very scientific view that there are two parts of the brain we discovered. They're called P3 and 4, they're here at the back. And these are the parts of the brain that affect concentration. And we have found these are the areas of the brain that can be calmed or soothed when you engage this part of the brain. It's funny, you can spend a lot of time and money on scientific trials, and it all comes down to two little bars. If you look here on the left, you'll see the blue bars are above the red bars, and here on the right, the red bars are above the blue bars. Scientific proof right there. It kind of is. Basically, this is just showing when you have your brain optimized, this is like proof that this system actually works. We've shown that this works. About 15% of the people who use this. This system improves focus and concentration about 15% for 2 people out of 3. I have a strong scientific advisor. His name is Evian Gordon. The BrainNet.net database is the largest standardized database in the world, and so a lot of the core science that's driving the way that Focus at Will works is done in conjunction with Evian and his team. So to sum up, it's a science-based and a proven product. It's very effective computer work. It works for 2 people out of 3, just out of the general population. The reason why it works is to do with what kind of brain you have. So the more ADD or the more ADHD you are prone to being, the more effective this technology works. And a question I often get asked is, well, I like to listen to music anyway. Why is this better than, say, a channel on Pandora or other music I like? And the answer is, it's to do with the fact that we have found that your non-conscious mind, your non-conscious brain, is exquisitely sensitive to changes in the audio environment. For instance, right now, you can hear a hum, right? You can hear someone's phone going. We all notice that. If this hum stops, you'll all notice it, because that could signify danger. So while you're trying to work on something, what happens is your non-conscious mind is always looking for things. And the more ADHD you are, the more it's looking for things. I'm simplifying it a lot, but that's kind of the summary of how this works. So we found by playing very specific kinds of music in very specific sequences, you can soothe that response. And your brain, the non-conscious brain, is always looking out for food, sex, and danger. Not always in that order, sir. I think he's looking for food, actually. Not. So we have found that you can trick or soothe and engage the limbic just enough to allow you to concentrate a little longer than you usually could. And as I said, from a business perspective, we've had a lot of help from SU on this. We're getting high traction on the subscription service. And from a business perspective, very exciting for me as the CEO, we're getting very consistent conversions. We're growing, as I said, about 2% a day, 35% a month at the moment. And that is it. If I press this button, there you go. This is how to get hold of me. I'm Will from Focus at Will. By the way, I didn't name the company Focus at Will. Do you know who did? Yeah, well, it wasn't me. No, seriously. You can just reach me at will@focusatwill.com, and I'd love to hear from you if it works. Any questions? I've got 12 seconds to go.
Let's get some mics over here for a couple questions.
It was Salim, by the way, I meant to say. It was Salim.
Salim.
Who called it.
You left us hanging.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I was thinking about that. So.
Well, first of all, I just want to say that it works for me as well. And to concentrate, I always listen to the very same music, which is the music of Jesus Christ Superstar. So I know it by heart. For whatever reason, no, it isolates me from the other noises. But the question is, how do you protect your IP?
How do we get the IP?
How do you protect your IP? Because,
That's a really good question. The secret of the system is it's called phase sequencing, which is the way that very specific pieces of music are played over time. So it's to do with a time-based sequencing of very particular pieces of music. And the reason why it works is to do with, you know how if you think about pop music, in fact, music that you like and love will inevitably not work for this. And the reason why is that music you like and love, like pretty much all pop music, is designed to engage you. It's designed to make you move. There's the solo. Oh my God, I love this. So none of the music on Focus at Will has any good bits in it. What we do is we take out all the bits that are not exciting and we leave the rest. But it can't be too bland, because if it's too bland, you'll ignore it. So the secret is two things. Part of the IP is what we do to put the music into the system, and then the very specific sequences. So,
if you had an EEG or some other biofeedback device connected to it, wouldn't you get better feedback on what music actually triggers alpha states?
Yes. We've done that in the lab. And we have future technology that works on biofeedback that is able to enhance this working very well. Yes.
How did you find exactly what you needed? Was it trial and error, or did you predict it, or did you know what you were looking for?
So I'm a composer, and I've done quite a bit of movie and TV soundtracks. And when you create music for a visual image, what happens is you look at the image, and then the director will say, we want this to go, it's got to be sad, to go to happy, to go to scary, it's got to be this long. So I got very used to looking at things and thinking about what music would work with different kinds of music. And then I noticed when the ebooks came out, a lot of people like to read and listen to music. But it's very difficult to find music that works. So we found that nearly all commercially available music doesn't work very well because it engages you and it makes you listen. So by removing vocals, no music with vocals works. By sort of trial and error, sitting in the lab with an EEG machine and just watching people's brains, we gradually started figuring this out. So it was trial and error with sort of scientific measurement. That's how we did it.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks very much, Will.
Thank you so much.